see and feel what he sees and feels about you. And I know many of you personally, and even if I haven't had time with you, even looking into your eyes, even reading your DNA blueprint, I fall in love with you. Why? Why? Because he does, and I get to feel what he feels for you. And it's intense, it's passionate. And there are times when I feel him nudge me like this and say, isn't she beautiful? Isn't he amazing? And with tears in his eyes, and I go, yeah. And it's like he wants to show you off to me, and he wants to show you off to the world. And your destiny is this year. Your destiny is going to unfold this year. And, you know, I'm an artist. And I think I have an eye for beauty. And I crave colored glass because I have to experience color on a higher plane. So when the light comes through it, it's magnified. And so he was telling me about how his light comes through you, and I get to see a more magnificent you than other people because I have some kind of gift given to me by him that causes me to be able to see and appreciate the unique beauty that you are. And what I see is a gleam, a bling, a sparkle, an artistic, complex design that is so incredible because there is no other. It's just rare and priceless. And sometimes it takes my breath away, like the purity and the beauty and the overcoming spirit that you have is so honoring to him and so precious. It's not of this world. And so I just had to tell you, but there's more. So the ways of the kingdom are 100% opposite of the earth. The system of the earth of leadership, of recognition is 100% opposite of the kingdom. And so he said, I want you to tell them that even though they feel lowly on the earth, that is the sign of their high calling in the kingdom right now. We're not talking about later when you get honored in heaven. We're talking about right now. Your position in the kingdom is high to the extent that it is low on the earth. To the extent that you are ignored and rejected by people that you wish would see what's in you. To that extent, you're up in the kingdom leadership, the kingdom, your generals, your high-ranking officer in the kingdom. And nobody can stop you from your mission. You can say, you know, well, so-and-so did this and so-and-so did that, and I was robbed of what was rightfully mine. Because, you know, I know you've all had opportunities that looked like God, and it was God. And somebody got in there and caused it to be canceled just when you were about ready to lay hold of it. And it was so disappointing. And you've had so many disappointments that you've had a broken heart over and over and over until you have scar tissue upon scar tissue. But nobody can take your crown. Nobody can rob your destiny unless you let them. If you see from his perspective that it is still available for you, it it is still now. It is coming now. Then you'll have it. And there are times when the lies we believe about ourselves thwart the destiny or delay it. But once you know the truth that he's saying to you right now, nobody can stop you. I don't care who believes in you, who recognizes who you are. You are recognized in the kingdom. You are recognized by the angels and by the patriarchs. And when you believe him, in spite of all the rejection that you've received on this earth, you honor him, and you actually walk into your highest superpower. It's through much tribulation we enter the kingdom, and it is through tribulation that we activate our superhuman powers. That's what it takes. It takes defying the circumstances around us that tell us that we're not good enough, that there's something wrong with us, that we're not accepted in the inner circle. You are the tall poppies of the tall poppy syndrome, which means you can do all things through Christ who infuses you with his strength. So all you need is the King who made you, who celebrates you. And I'm here to tell you and share with you an inside scoop about what he feels about you. He can't get enough of you. And it's just like that baby. The value of that baby is very high. That baby is destined to be a shaker and a mover and a world changer. And the enemy hated that baby so much that he tried to kill it twice. And that baby overcame. Why? Because he was surrounded by angels who said, this cannot be. This baby must live. This baby has a destiny on the earth for today. And that baby's like the poster child for the superheroes. That some of you feel that same way, that you've been cast aside as not valuable. But I'm telling you, that's a sign of your super value. But we get blinded so often by the way the earth is, the earth life is, and you have to do this in order to get this, and you have to pay your dues, and you have to earn the trust of somebody. You have to play by the rules. You have to do all these things. Not so. No. If David's mighty men were pumped up by the fact that he believed in them, he told them who they were. He was the first person who believed in them. And because they believed what he said, they reached out of their dispensation and into ours and did things that could not be done. They did the impossible. And that is what is coming for you, and it's coming this year. You are overcomers of the highest order. And your reward is coming now. So look up. You have to look up. You cannot look at your circumstances. You cannot look at A plus B equals C. There is no formula like that in the kingdom. You can't say, well, then I have to do this in order to pay the bills. I have to do this in order to get there. It's not true. It's not true. You wait on God in quietness and listen, and he will tell you where the door is. There's a door, and it's open. And the enemy is fighting mad, and he is working overtime trying to discourage you and lie to you about who you are. And there's been all kinds of things that have been disappointing lately. And like you just get back up and you get knocked down and robbed, actually lose finances. But you can't think human reasoning to fix it. You've got to just go to him and melt into him and listen. He's going to show you a higher way. His yoke is easy. It's got to be easy or it's not him. It's got to be light or it's not him. He doesn't want you to labor anymore. He doesn't want you to work hard. You're not a workhorse. He wants to carry you, just like he's carrying me right now. I'm supposed to be like a visual of what he wants for you. And it's so precious what he's been doing for me. It has been very difficult on the road, very difficult. But before I inhale, he meets my need. It's like the baby. It's like there's a baby monitor on you. And even if he was in another room, he would hear you and he'd be like there, right there, bam, just like that. What is it, honey? What is it? There. Daddy's got you. Daddy's got you. He knows how hard it is down here. He knows, he's been here. And he said, you're just like me. You look just like me. And they rejected me. And if they rejected me, they're going to reject you. And that's a sign that you're mine. And a lot of you would consider yourselves a solitaire. And the Lord showed me years ago what that meant. And, you know, a lot of people don't read the Bible so much. And they don't know that verse that says that he's the one who sets the solitaires and families. And what that means is he sets the loners, the rejected ones, and families, knowing they're going to get rejected, but knowing that that is going to drive them to him, and he gets to have them all to himself. And he said to me, the solitaires have always felt so alone and like they wish they could belong. But he said, once they understand that the very fact that you were rejected, the very fact that you are a loner who's been rejected is the proof that you were handpicked and chosen to be his very own. Not everybody gets that position. It's like a John the Beloved position where he said, this one I want right here. I want to be so close that I can feel your heartbeat, that you can feel mine, and that you're so close I can whisper and you can hear me, because I want to tell you my secrets. What have you been praying about that you want to know and have answers to on the earth right now? He said, yeah, let's do it. I want to tell you the secret and the mystery that's been hidden for ages. It's been reserved for you and you alone. So ask me. I want to. So I just had to come on Zoom tonight. I was not going to be denied. It was like the enemy was going, you're not going live on Facebook. No, you're not going to deliver this love note. Oh, yes, I am. And you won't believe how hard I fought to deliver this message. And I will fight to download this, no matter if my poor old geriatric computer can do it or not. I will get help and have someone else download it and someone else upload it. No matter what it takes, it's going up on Facebook, because there's a lot of superheroes that need to hear this message. This is the time to take the kingdom. Rise up, ye strong, possess the land. For every power and dominion is given now into your hand. I am so honored to be in your life. I am so honored to know you. I consider it a gift from God that I got to meet you, that I got to rub shoulders with his beloved, the ones that his soul longs for and desires, and that he has handpicked. So thank you for joining me in the cave and allowing me to be a part of your life. And again, you know, I say it often, but for those of you who follow the trek, it means so much to me when you show up at Theresa Trek Live, because I don't want to go on this journey alone, but I realized I'm not alone. When I go live, the whole family comes and we feast together about the craziness that's going on on this trek. And boy, oh boy, is it crazy. But you know, that dream I had about the June bugs, several people prophesied that they felt that it was a demonic assignment against me for the month of June. Want to have a party tomorrow? I'm like, July, it's almost July, yes, yes. And I'm expecting like a very visible, dramatic shift to take place tomorrow. It has to. That I'm in a kind of an emergency situation even right now that I'm not talking about. But wow, did I get beaten to a pulp today by powers that be trying to stop me in so many ways. And I don't want to glorify them for what they did to me. But just know that I believe we're in for a shift. And we're stronger together. And so I'm so grateful that so many of you got the message and were able to get on Zoom, because I know a lot of people aren't familiar with it and it's hard for them. But anyway, I love you and bless you. And maybe we can open up the mics now if anybody wants to talk and has anything to say. I'd love to hear from you. And while you're talking, I'll check the chat and see if I need to answer any questions. Oh, Judy, I'm so glad you're with us tonight. Sherry. Yeah, it's shifting time, right? Oh my gosh. Anybody else been feeling, going through a real pounding?
Yeah, I have, definitely.
Yeah, Gord, right? Wow, I felt it. The whole time I was talking, I just was drawn to you like, yep, Gord definitely has been going through it.
I'm just at the 3-month point of my new job as manager of a church on thrift store. So now I'm getting deeper into everybody's stories because they're with me every day. There's a lot of broken people. There's people on disability. There's people that are coming out of addiction. And I don't have the ministry experience to balance it all. So I'm getting a little overwhelmed. It's good. I'm okay. But it's taking a lot out of me right now.
Okay. All right. So, okay. I want to, since you've started the full training, Gord, I want you to be able to, I want to make sure that you got the recording from the Roseville, California meeting. Did you get that?
I'd have to look back. I haven't been online a whole lot just because I'm doing so many nights. to
Yeah.
catch up with the office work part of my job.
Yeah, I don't think you got it. So would you remind me to send that to you? I want to make sure you got it. And you're welcome to attend the new one that's coming up. I think it's the first weekend of August in Arroyo Grande, California. Also, I want to encourage everyone to attend the Kingdom Talks interview on July 12th. And all you have to do is go to Kingdom Talks on YouTube and subscribe to their YouTube channel, and then you'll be able to join in on the meeting when they interview me. This is a great honor because, you know, I haven't had an open door in many circles. And so for them, this is, I mean, they've been interviewing people like Ian Clayton, Justin Abraham, Nancy Cohen, people like that. And so this could be the door that allows me to get this message out about the good news of we don't have to be ill anymore. Okay. Yeah, we cannot care about what man thinks. I don't care who they are, whether it's a pastor or prophets or anyone like that. How can we be understood if we're a one of a kind that people have never seen? It just makes sense that they're not going to recognize us. And so I want to say something. You know, with the work that I do, there is an emotional root to every physical issue. And there are a lot of my clients who have a problem with yeast, candida yeast. If you have an issue with yeast, the emotional root is frustration that you have not been recognized by people around you, by leadership around you. So now you know. And so when you go into a session with the Lord or with someone who can help you, you can find out the truth. And the truth is what I just told you tonight. That, you know, let's say this baby. So this baby, how are you going to find a truth for that baby when the obvious truth is it was thrown away? And that makes the baby feel like it's garbage. But if the baby can be told the truth that in the kingdom, it's a sign, it's the proof that it is a superhero, that it has a high calling. And it could not be recognized on the earth because it's not from here. It doesn't make sense here. It's not recognizable here. Does that make sense? And so apply that to yourself. That is the truth about who you are. And it's not too late. You are right on time. And the Lord knew all of these things were going to happen to you. All this disappointment, all this rejection, betrayal, all of that. He knew it. He saw it from the beginning. And he still made sure that you would be ready for your coming out party. You're right on time. Because he already knew all that. Is that exciting? No man can take your crown unless you let them by believing the lie or casting off your hope. Hope deferred means you cast off your hope. It doesn't mean he's late, that he delayed your hope. Doesn't mean that. It means you give up and forget it. If it only it wasn't for what happened, if it only it wasn't that they did that and they told those lies about me. You know my history. If I did that, I would give up and go home. I would, you know, I wouldn't be out here. But I don't believe it, and I will not, and I will defy the lie. He doesn't need those people to accept you, recognize you, or anything. He's got a place for you in the kingdom that will let you in. A man's gift makes room for them. There is room for you. There will always be room for you. But it's maybe not the door you thought it was. So quit, banging your head against a closed door. The door that we've been brainwashed in the church, that is the door for the destiny. Not talking about Jesus being the door. But there is a new door for you this year. We can't do this without you. We need your part, because you're an intricate part of the whole puzzle of the kingdom, how it fits together. And we are at war, and time is of the essence, and everybody needs to report for duty right now. So rise up, ye strong, possess the land, and understand that you are priceless and handpicked, and the proof of what you've been through is the proof of how high, extreme, your value is. And so I have delivered the love note. All right, thank you. Yay, Jesus. Love you guys. All right, anybody else want to say something?
I only speak when spoken through, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear if the Lord says something. If he says something,
Okay.
I'll release it.
Okay, no worries. All right. Let's see who else we have here. Amy Milleray. Candy, you have something to say?
I don't think so. I don't even know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, I do want to say this, because I was going to post it on your wall. Wow. I cannot tell you how much of what you said I genuinely relate to. And I'm not just being nice.
Oh, I know. I totally know. I knew that whoever was on this call would get it. They would understand that they are a part of the mighty men. You are a part of the mighty men. And he's calling you to the front line of, to your highest calling right now. We are the Avengers, and you are Captain Marvel. You're made out of light, and that's why I love you. That's why I see the beauty in you, because your colors glisten and gleam, and I get to see that. And not many people get to see that. It's just for those who have eyes to see, I guess, that he opens up their eyes. And I believe it's love that causes people to see the beauty in you, because they're not threatened by you. They know who you are because he tells them, so.
Yeah, one verse that comes to my mind is, no eye has seen, no ear has heard what the Lord has prepared for those he loves. Now, when you think about that, when you think about like what Jesus said, he said that the works that I do, you can do, and even greater things than these. Now, the angels were there from creation, and they have not seen yet what is coming. And so all the things that the prophets did, that the apostles did, and that Jesus himself did, pale compared to what we're going to be doing. That they're all in heaven preparing for this. Just like Theresa said, it's this year, and there's a huge army of heavenly warfare that's being prepared in the heavens to work in parallel with us down on this earth, and the anointing power of all the different things that God is going to pour out is going to be such that nobody has ever seen before. Like for example, when what was it, Elijah that ran as fast as a chariot? You know, there's going to be things like that. Or Isaiah 60 says, "Who are these who fly in the sky? You know, arise and shine, for your light has come." In the midst of gross darkness, remember, there's going to be gross darkness going in parallel to this. And that's why he's calling us up as warriors. He's calling us up as warriors because he is preparing us for what is coming, just as Theresa has been saying. And the Spirit just shut me off, so I'm not going to be quiet.
Okay, I have more proof for you about how priceless you are. Just happened.
Oh, sweet.
Makes me want to cry, but I guess he's trying to tell you something, because the 19 people on this call are the only ones who are ever going to see it, because I did not press record.
I have it recorded.
Oh,
I turned on my recording program, so if you want to have access to it later on, I can certainly.
Richard, I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
I was heartbroken, and then I thought, well, if it's the 19 people that God, you wanted to tell them how amazing they were, and they were the only ones you were going to give this specific message to. But, you know, Jillian, I'm used to having my desktop computer, and it's all set up there where it records automatically. But since I'm on the old laptop, it wasn't automatic, and so it didn't happen. Oh my gosh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Because I really want to get this message out to more people. There's a lot more people that follow this trek on a regular basis, and it's for all who have ears to hear.
Can I also share one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Anything.
Okay. There's some books out there right now that Sadhu Sundar Selvaraj has written, and the information that he has received was directly from the throne. I mean, I'm talking not just mind's eye. I felt I saw Jesus. He actually went into heaven, spoke to Jesus face to face, and received this information. And so he has several books. They're on JesusMinistries.com or .org, I forget. But one of the books is called The Last Days Moses and Elijah Company. The next one is The Last Days Seven Horns Anointing. And the final one in the series is Elijah is Coming. Now, these books tell you about the actual plan that God is going to be releasing, that Theresa is enforcing, that she's revealing and making known, and like the detailed things that are going to be happening. Like there's going to be a specific thing for women. There's an entire book written about just that, just what women are going to be doing, about moving in and out of the spiritual realm, in and out of heaven on the fly, receiving orders from the Father, and I mean, reaching into the spiritual realm, pulling someone out of the path of a bullet, and into a safe haven by means of translation. I mean, there's all these wonderful things that God is going to be doing, and these books are an excellent resource to learn some of that stuff. And the 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit, in combination with the 7 spirits of God, releases the full tempest power of the Holy Spirit, like the ocean flowing into the rivers and the streams. And he teaches that too in another book called On Wings of an Eagle Dove. And I actually just ordered the first proof copy of my book that I wrote too. So I'm really, really happy about that one. Super excited. It's going to be here like tomorrow or the next day. But anyway, yeah, the things that Theresa is saying, you guys, it isn't just encouragement. It is the actual it's the preparedness, the readiness that we need to have in our hearts to be able to march, in the Lord's army, because He's calling us. He's calling us to some amazing things. Our bodies are going to physically glow. Just like Jesus transfigured at the transfiguration, when the glory pours out on you, your blood releases out. Your blood is congealed light, and it won't be congealed anymore. You're just like in the Garden of Eden. Your spirit will again take the preeminent position over the flesh, and you won't be naked anymore. I can tell you that. And you see, the thing is though, is you already have all of this, and you're experts in it. You're experts in hearing God. You're experts in seeing in the Spirit. These aren't things that you have to figure out how to do. You have them. You just have to become aware of that they're there, and how to access them. That's what's been hidden, and that's what Theresa is really moving into, is showing how the unfolding rows of this is just going to release with explosive power, and love. It's again absolutely amazing. And so it's important. It's important to make this a priority. It's important to take it very seriously, because God is calling us to be His warriors, and we're the final people the baton is being passed to. Some of the prophets and people have dropped the baton. We're the last in line.
Yeah.
We're the ones that have to run to the finish line.
Yeah. So what we have to keep in mind is that it is the difficulties that activate our superhuman powers. So we are better under pressure in the Spirit, because we have to go into the Spirit to survive what's going on and to overcome what's going on. So you see how it activates your superhuman ability.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen that over and over on this trip. And I don't like earth life. I don't like normalcy. I don't like ordinary. I have to live superhuman. And so if I have to go on this trek in order to, go up and have to lean on Him instead of the earthly comforts, then so be it. I mean, it's not fun sometimes, but it's not about being comfortable. And so that's what I've chosen. And that's what I have to have, because He's everything. He's, yeah.
I need to learn it's not about creamsicles.
So I want to remind you about the deadline. July 2nd is the deadline to order the teaching, the training for the condensed emotional cleansing training. So this is the biggest deal we've ever done, is you order that for $55, and then you get, I think it's 5 free teachings, and you get to be on a Zoom call once a week to talk about what is the emotional root to this, what is the emotional root to that, and how do we overcome this. And I have step-by-step instructions about how to do this for yourself. All right, so we're going to have 4 meetings once a week, one meeting a week for the month of July. And we've never done anything like this before. I would love to have you on that group. And so you have 2 days to purchase that $55 training package. And we're trying to get it uploaded onto the website. But since it isn't, I'm doing it all manually. And so all you have to do is pay $55 on PayPal and use our email address as the recipient. And that is hope@someonebelievesyou.org. And I'll put it on Facebook tonight again, the instructions to be able to do it. And then you're going to get all of that. One thing I would like to say is that anyone who does get it, it's not for you to share with other people. So with the very small handful of people who've already ordered it, it has been downloaded 100 times. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, we have got to get this up on the website so it can't be shared, because the thing is, you dishonor the person who worked to bring it forward. You know what I mean? So when people take the full training, it's 7 weeks of intense training, and it costs $1,000 if you pay up front. So for me to even offer it for $55 and then to have someone sharing it for free is it's not good. And at some point I'm going to do a teaching about how the church has an entitlement. Much of the church has an entitlement syndrome where they think just because we're all family that everything belongs to everybody. And so what happens is the evangelists end up dirt poor. You know, they end up in poverty. And many of my friends are evangelists, and that is true. And so that can't be anymore. We have to have the honor guard and honor each other. To the extent that we honor each other, to that extent we're going to receive what was given to us. And so, you know, it's like when I toured the world, I have 15 titles of CDs, and Christians were burning my CDs and giving them to friends, and then I couldn't pay my bills. And so now I have thousands of CDs in my garage, or I did, and now they're in storage, and they're meaningless because people don't buy CDs anymore. But if all of those people that burned copies for their friends would have paid, I probably wouldn't have all those CDs in storage. But anyway, you see what I'm saying about that entitlement thing, and we justify it somehow. Well, so-and-so needs it. It's so annoying that so-and-so needs it. So yes, they need it. But if that's your desire as and you want to do it as a ministry, then you better pay for it. You're the one that needs to pay for it, not me. I can't be, I can't foot the bill for everybody else's compassion. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's
Preach it.
Yeah, yes,
I said,
ma'am.
Preach it. Like Theresa, I'm a published author, 7 books, traditionally published, Tyndale, HarperCollins. I've had ministers plagiarize my work, claim it's their story, and when I ask them not to do that, they have argued with me that A, as a Christian, I should be anonymous. B, they can take it any way they want. I don't need to be paid. And I've even said, I don't even care if you pay me, but at least keep my byline. But here's the thing. I remember talking to a minister on the phone. Yes, I tracked him down. And I said to him, when you preach in your pulpit, do you put a bag over your head or do your parishioners know your name? He said, well, yeah, they know my name. I said, do you get a salary? Yes. I said, writing is my work. Even if you didn't pay me, you need to leave my byline. And he said, as a Christian, you shouldn't care that your name is attached. And I said, explain Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We know exactly who wrote the Bible because it's credibility. But yes, Christians are entitled and they have this false humility that you owe them. It's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, we have to right some wrongs and, you know, begin to speak the truth in love so that, you know, that's when you love someone for their highest good is when you speak the truth, the hard truth. And what God used to wink at, he doesn't wink at. And we need to clean up our act as we go forward because we're going to be in more danger if we're not clean. You know what I'm saying? We got to have clean hearts. Who can ascend to the hill of the Lord? He who has clean hands and a pure heart. And so I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir because you've all been robbed. So there's a lot of superheroes and leaders on this call. So I get it. I totally get it. So anyway, I honor you for what you carry and the part that you play, and the Lord's going to restore to you everything that was taken, and you're going to come to the forefront. The first shall be last and the last first, and you're about to get first in line. So get ready, pack your bags. I had a thought come to me, and now I've lost it, but anyway, you know me, I'll just add it on to tomorrow night. I don't know what will happen tomorrow night. You know, whether I should, maybe I'll have to do another Zoom. I'm about ready to sneeze. That's why I keep going.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Theresa, I'm gonna need you to accept my friend request when you can on Facebook, and then I'll upload the video to
Oh, thank you.
like as a comment to this link.
Yeah, don't put it on, I
Nope.
mean, you'll have to get my login information to put it on Facebook, because I don't have that ability for people to post on my page.
Oh, okay. Or I could like put it up on Dropbox or something like that, and I can have you download it.
Please put it on your page, and I'll come and get it.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Or something like that. Dropbox sometimes is difficult for me, especially on this old laptop. Things that seem simple are not simple at all on this, because I cannot upgrade. So anyway, moving on, we will get it up on Facebook so that you can hear it again, because it bears repeating, because
if you are okay with me uploading it to YouTube, I could do that and then send you the link.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right.
That's perfect. Okay, thank you all for coming, and stay tuned next time for the exciting adventures of the Theresa Trek.
Woohoo!
Never a dull moment. All right, I think I gave you all the updates that I wanted to do. All right, see you in the air. All right, bless you,
Theresa.
love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
I'll have the video up here in shortly.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Later.